Today I'm going to explain how capacitors and inductors work. Both of them are basically parts of a circuit that store energy, capacitors in the form of an electronic field and inductors in the form of a magnetic field. So we'll start with the capacitor. This is the basic construction of a capacitor over here. You have a dielectric material in between two conducting plates represented by the white boxes. The dielectric is a non-electrical conducting surface that helps the two conducting plates build up a charge between them. In a classic RC circuit with a switch, a resistor, and a capacitor, how it works is initially you have nothing happen in the circuit when the switch is open. Then when you close the switch, like this, you'll start to build up charge across the capacitor as it's connected to this voltage source. And what that looks like over here is some positive charge on one side and a corresponding set of negative charges on the other side. And these charges actually store energy within the circuit, so that if you had a separate circuit that you could close over here, you could discharge that stored energy across this circuit. Alright, so now we'll do the inductor. Once again, here's the basic construction. In this case, you have a loop of wire around a core, very similar to an electromagnet, and it's basically the same thing. And once the current's flowing through this loop of wire, you set up a magnetic field within the core, which is how you store the energy. In a circuit example, once again we have an open switch, so nothing's happening. If we close the switch here, we'll start to flow current through this circuit. Initially, the inductor will resist the change in magnetic field and resist that current, but once the current is set up and the magnetic field is all set up in the inductor, it will look like just about nothing to the circuit. Now if we were to open the switch up and at the same time close another circuit, the inductor will do just about the opposite thing. It will try to resist the change in magnetic field and keep a current flowing through this circuit and spin that stored energy. To give you an idea of what we've been talking about, here's an example of a capacitor. It's a rather large one, and you can't really tell what's going on inside of it, but inside here you'd have your two plates and your dielectric that I was talking about, and generally they're probably rolled up to save on space. And then here's your inductor. This one's a little bit easier to look at. You can see your coils of wire wrapped right around your core, and then your leads on the bottom there. And then the question initially was, what are the uses of these things? And like I said, they store energy. The common example for a capacitor would be your camera's flash, which actually uses inductors and some other components too. These are used a lot in different filtration circuits. So a capacitor can filter out DC current in an AC system, and inductors are used to filter out current spikes, and they're used in conjunction a lot in something called an RLC circuit, which can be used for filtration or for oscillation. It's also known as an oscillator. So I hope that helps you guys out.